The Balmoral floating production vessel was built in Gothenburg in the mid-80s as a bespoke and dedicated production facility for Sun Oil. Major sections were built locally on the River Tees. In operation, the vessel total displacement is in the order of 34,000 tons, including 10,000 tons of fluids and 2,000 tons of mooring chains. Currently, the vessel is operating around 50% design capacity. Balmoral facilities are processing around 5,000 barrels of oil and handling around 45,000 barrels of produced water per day. The Premier-operated fields feed fluids back to the FPV through flexible production risers supported by mid-water arches, arriving at the vessel to be processed via a quick connect-disconnect interface. The oil goes through 2 stages of separation before being pumped, metered, and exported into the Forties pipeline system. Nearly 200 million barrels of oil have been processed through the Balmoral facility, with cessation of production planned within the next 2 years. Using state-of-the-art techniques, we have built a data warehouse which will capture all components of the entire Balmoral floating production facility and systems into a digital virtual model, including processing, utilities, controls, subsea infrastructure, pipelines, umbilicals, risers, manifolds, and wells. The FPV catalog is complete, with over 45,000 tagged FPV items. The digital virtual model is now able to define all the types of materials utilized in the FPV's construction, such as alloyed steel, carbon steel, copper, wood, glass, paint, and so on. Surveys have been done to calculate and record the location and quantities of all the hazardous and non-hazardous materials that make up the facilities. The virtual model shows whether FPV systems or equipment are live or inactive and whether they are isolated or not. In addition, the condition of all systems and equipment will be denoted as red, amber, or green to allow risk categorization with ease. Premier Oil's virtual model will record condition and status of the inventory to generate a scope of work for the proposed disposal method. The virtual model will provide a seamless transition from operations to decommissioning and an excellent interface with the marketplace, whether the asset is for sale or disposal. Tracking of progress and fate of materials if disposal is chosen, or accelerate the due diligence process if the floating production vessel is sold to a new owner for reuse. A full audit trail for the mandatory decommissioning program closeout report. Decommissioning work packs and certification will be hosted within the virtual models database to validate the FPV's safe and controlled fate either for sale or disposal. Premier Oil's use of this virtual model presents an opportunity to move the industry forward and to create a new standard for decommissioning.